Welcome, guys. Welcome to Nerd Game, the podcast you hear to know more about your favorite games. Again, if the title, cover, or whatever else didn't tell you what today's topic is about, let me tell you, it's going to be about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. If you don't know what that is, then maybe you should search in Google, maybe YouTube. Anyways, this is Breath of the Wild 2. Looking real cool. A lot better than I expected. There's gonna be a lot more lore than I expected. Obviously, there's a lot of theories surrounding Tears of the Kingdom as well. But one of the weirdest thing, Tears of the Kingdom, is the fact that the game developers say that they didn't want to tell us the title of the game because they were scared that it would reveal too much about the game. But in reality, what does Tears of the Kingdom mean? Because to me, I don't know to other people, it doesn't reveal much. It doesn't reveal anything. Firstly, I want to say that there's two meanings. One, tears as in crying tears, and the second one as in tears, as in like ripping things. Both of which is possible meanings for Tears of the Kingdom. It's like the kingdom itself is in pain, or the whole people of Hyrule is in pain, crying, hopeless. There's that. Tears of the Kingdom can mean things like the kingdom itself is unraveling, tearing itself. There's many rips in it. Tears of the Kingdom. It makes sense, but you don't know which one, considering that there is two meanings. For me, I don't think this is the official name for the sequel. Why? Because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't connect to what the game developers said long ago. Long ago, they said that this is a trick, that there's a different title hiding. Next is the fact that it's gonna gives a more viral vibe to everyone if you make another title for the game. For example, imagine this. There's let's say a movie. There's a movie with a title really vague. Example, it's a sequel to a very popular movie. And the title is so vague. And imagine this, like right 2 months before it released, imagine they changed the title. What would people do? They would be shocked, right? They would be shocked. But what would shock people do? They would spread the news, making the news about Breath of the Wild 2 viral, making people notice it more, making people buy it more. Of course, this sounds a bit far-fetched, but there is still some possibilities considering everything. It's very much possible that they did this, but there is quite a lot of weird things to consider if they did. Box, it seems unlikely that it would change. Like right now, there's a picture for the Zelda Breath of the Wild number 2 box art. It's already there. So it doesn't really make sense to change it because the box art is already there. To change it again would be weird considering that you already done a lot for this. But again, what do I know? This could be little work considering if they did more work. Because making a box art shouldn't be too hard and you can change it quite easily. But the fact is that since many people already start using it, it would be weird if they did change it. So there are two theories. Either one, this is not the real title and they're gonna reveal the real title later on, or both of which is far-fetched, weird, but plausible at some extent. Anyways, right now, let's look at the box art. Let's start. From the box art that we got from Nintendo, it looks amazing. The aesthetics looks very similar to Breath of the Wild number 1, which is expected. The Legend of Zelda logo is also the same, but with a very interesting detail. If you look at the Master Sword in the box art, it's also rusted. It's rusted and part of it is destroyed. And if you look below the Z of Zelda, you can see that it's not normal. It has a similar color to the drawing behind the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom logo. It looks a lot like the Mobius strip, which you must have heard about. Two snakes are one. If the one, it bites its own tail, meaning that it never changes. It's stuck in a never-ending loop. While this one has two. I don't think it makes that much of a difference if there's two or one, but it's similar to the color used for the Master Sword, the new Master Sword. So I'm beginning to think that, like, I made a lot of theories long ago, and I think it proved a bit of my theory correct. The Master Sword is broken, so he goes to the sky and tries to find a way to fix it, thus finding a magical artifact to fix it, making the sword look a bit different than the Master Sword we know and love. The sword looks fantastic. The edge, the top, looks very futuristic. Futuristic, but also containing aesthetics like the shrines. Futuristic, yet also it's like an artifact. An artifact that's both futuristic and old. It sounds a bit weird, but it does look like that. You can check it out if you want. It's really cool. I recommend you to check it out. Anyways, from the box art, we can see that Link's in one of the many islands in the sky. Over there, we can see that he's overlooking everything. And if you look on the side of his hips, you can see that it's not a Sheikah slate anymore. It's something different. What is it, you might ask? I don't know. It doesn't look like a slate at all. More like a place to keep things. If you look, there's 4 vials of something, and there's also 4 empty ones. So I'm guessing that to fix his sword, you gotta collect 8 of these things. It's plausible. It's gonna be a cool adventure, even if you gotta find 8 things to do that. The thing that makes it impossible is the fact that we saw 7 of these things, or at least what I think it is. In the Nintendo Direct trailer that we got, there's let's say that it's a monk. This monk has 7 objects surrounding it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, not 8. Maybe it's connected with the 7 heroines, possible as well, or it's connected with Skyward Sword. In Skyward Sword, there's an object that's purpley and looking a lot similar to the shape that we see in the Nintendo Direct trailer. What is it? I don't know, because I never played Skyward Sword. So there's a lot of theories. If you use the 7 heroine theory, it would connect Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2 a lot closer, making a lot more lore. But using all of them is fine. The 7 sages is possible as well. But anyways, continuing again, we can see from the box art that Hyrule Castle is now in the sky as well, not chained to the ground. And from the box art, we can see that there's none of those malice pillars. It's gone. It's not there anymore. So that's another weird thing, considering that the malice pillars were gigantically huge. There's nothing powerful enough to do that, except, of course, a great demonic being. Someone that's strong enough to infect even Death Mountain. Yes, you heard me right. In the box art, we can see that even Death Mountain is affected. Long ago, we did not see so much malice on Death Mountain, but now we do. Death Mountain is spewing out. How? It is not at all close to Hyrule Castle. You would expect things closer to Hyrule Castle to be more infected, but on the other hand, It's somewhere, it's something far away. Something so far away that it is still infected. Is there more places that will be infected? I think yes. But for now, we only see this. All of it, all of Tears of the Kingdom, it's very cool. It's very cool. I I don't have any worries. I'm very sure that it'll turn out great. Perfect, in fact. Again, going back to the box art, we can see that Link still has his arm. The new arm, which is, again, predictable. So from up here, we can also see that there's many other sky islands, which I'm gonna call nowadays. There is even a sky island with structures on it. So like I said in the past video, actually no, I'm not gonna say what I found out in the last video. Check it out yourself. My theory actually is correct if you think about it, because I believe that, nope, not gonna say it. Nope. You better watch that video. Just watch that video. Anyways, there's also a lot of theories considering that the picture with the Mobius strip thing is very similar to the architects of the Zonai. Many people start to begin believing that there's a civilization in the sky, and that's the Zonai. It's possible, but I don't think so. I'm still sticking with what I believe. It's not gonna be the Zonai tribe, it's gonna be something else. But anyways, if you look at the Mobius strip thing, it looks eerily similar. To what, you might ask? It looks a lot similar to the dragons of Hyrule. But these two, they seem to have like a ram's horn. I believe that maybe there is two new dragons here, or maybe a symbolic dragon. But one more fact before you leave. There's actually a very cool detail. I don't know if it's sad, interesting, or I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But if you look at the Z in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can see that there's a flower. And if you played the game, you can realize that it's the Silent Princess, a flower that Princess Zelda likes a lot. Now, it's basically the reincarnation that is basically Zelda. No, the flower's not Zelda, but it's very similar to Zelda. It's always on the title of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's always there, right on the Z, right beside the Master Sword. But now, it's not there. It's gone. It's not on the Z anymore. It's not even on the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom logo. It's not there. It disappeared. This is why I'm still sticking through with my theory. One of my theories says that Zelda actually died. And considering that there is no more Silent Princess flower on the Zelda anymore, it's sad to say that maybe, not maybe, I'm sure, 70% sure that Zelda is dead. Zelda died when she fell into the chasm. She died. So now Link has to go find his own thing without Zelda. So yeah, anyways, that's what I believe. So that's the end of the episode. I hope you guys liked it. There's always episodes every Friday. New episodes every Friday, every week. If I ever not record, that just means I'm taking a break. Right now, I'm starting my term break, which is cool. So